Hey everyone, I'm here at the Hart-Parr Oliver Collectors Association National Summer Oliver Show 2022. It is in Forest City, Iowa. The Heritage Park. There's a mini G750. That would be an Oliver design. Oh, I forget what size this is. It's the Waukesha, it's not the 1850 size. I'll put a caption up. This is a 1655. Very well done. Here's the other side of the 1655. Here's a same model in four-wheel drive. God, these tractors are so nice. Nicely restored. Probably better than the factory. It's a 1600. Yeah, wide front roll crop. Now, I'll point something out on the seats. 50 series went to this different seat. See how it goes like that. This actually used 3 flat bars inside here is your torsion, like what twists. Where the 1600 used the rubbers from the fleet lines yet. With that 1900, 1800 would have used that. 1600 was the small brother of the 1900s. You know, Oliver made picnic tables. Here's a 1650 diesel four-wheel drive. One of 85 with four-wheel drive, it says. Oh, they got steps on there too. Same style steps. Here's a 1655. It's got a ROPS. Got build cards for it. Kind of the before and after or during. Nicely painted up. And I think just as much as the restored ones, I like the old ones too. The originals, the work clothes. It's an 82 270 white. An original red stripe tractor, still actively used on the farm. Original paint, muffler, and starter. Actual hours 15,240. Original and only owner. It's a one owner tractor. And you can see the carryovers on this. See that axle? Look at this one. 1655. So you know there's a Oliver at heart here. Here's another 270 white. It's 1976. Here's an Oliver 950 LP. Here's what it looked like before. It's amazing what they can go from one thing to the other. This is one of only 71 built by Oliver between 58 and 61. 950 propane. Here's another 70. And here we have a 1650 with a cab. It looks like a Hinneker cab, but I'm always wrong on stuff, so I don't think it's a Hinneker. I don't know what kind of cab it is. It says Oliver on it, but I don't know. Here is an 80. I believe the 80 standards had electric start and the roll crops had manual crank start. This is a really nice Oliver Super 44. Just beautiful. Like me. It's great with the gauges. And then they have a little Oliver three-point mounted disc. So here we have an Oliver 600 diesel. Same as a David Brown 990, it says. 1962, this is a 40 horse tractor. And here is another this is a 500. That's a 600 or 500. This is a 32 horse, 1961 model. Here's an 1836 Hart-Parr, 1927. That's a wide one on steel. And here we have some scale models. Super 99. Hi guys. And an 1855. This half scale then?
Yeah, they call them half scale. Roughly.
Nice. Nice job on them. Here's a 1950 T. Looks like it's original. The T would be a turbo Waukesha. That turbo you can see up there, it's not easy to see, but dark, but it's a turbo. It's a 1655 four-wheel drive. Quite a bit of weights on the front. One of 3 built like this. This is owned by Blaine Bolte. He is a pretty big Oliver guy. Big into Olivers, the collector. I did see him in a few auctions. I have never officially met him, I don't think. Here is a Hart-Parr 70. It's actually an Oliver Hart-Parr. After Oliver teamed up with Hart-Parr. This is not sure on the year. Here's a 1600 with a mounted corn picker. Number 74 picker. And this one would have the optional take the husks off with this before it would go up into the wagon. Here we have a white 270. And a 1650 high top. See how high that is? It's got real narrow tires on it. Here's my hand. Imagine that, that's my hand, right? You can see the drop boxes it's got to make it taller. That would be for like tall crops like corn. Isn't Oliver 1950? This would be the GM engine. The Detroit 453. Very nicely painted. It's got a rollover protection. Hey. Very nice. Here's an Oliver 550. Here's a 1950 original work clothes. This is the GM engine again. Just like that one is. You see the dual air cleaners there. Here you got a supercharger. And the thing with those GM engines is they're universal for different things. So you could put the supercharger on this side as well in certain situations, because it runs air. It's constant pressure on the air around the sleeves, and when the piston goes down, then the air goes inside. Here's a 1650. Big fenders in the front. Here is an 880 mist green, 1959. Oliver decided to kind of experiment with different greens, and they came out with this mist green, and the customers hated it, so they went back to the metal green. So it ended up being some mist greens out there. This one's got a 3-point. It's pretty cool. Very nicely painted. This is 1655. And another mist green. Narrow front one. Here's a little 140 garden tractor. Here's Oliver 1655. Original. Got the plugs is probably original, I would say. Here is a Oliver Wagon 105 garden tractor, a 125, a 105, and a 125. Some pedal tractors, some Oliver chairs. Oh, there's a lot of tractors here. There's rows and rows and rows of them. Here's a 1955. That'd be the Waukesha. (1971), 108 horsepower. Here's a 66 standard. Those are, oh, I love those things. Just cute little things. An Oliver 125. Here's a 66 diesel. Very rare tractor. And it's got the ram hooked up. If you ever wonder what these were, they're clamps for holding the rams up, so you don't have to carry them around. Fender extenders too. It's hard to find. A Super 88. It says it's a Super 88. It doesn't have super frame. So maybe just the panels are Super 88. I'm not sure. Here's a 1750 diesel, 1969. And a 77 diesel, wide front. There's a 2255 with a 3208. Pulling a 548 plow. $1974, like mine. 6 bottom. So here's a 2 bottom, looks like 16-inch hydraulic lift. 100 series plow. Here's a 548, like that one over there, but this one is a 4 bottom. Spring reset. Here we got a. It's be hard to catch everything because there's still stuff coming in yet. I've seen them.
First chance.
I don't have a truck with me though. I just got a Jeep. The gas prices are so high. Wisconsin. The east side of Wisconsin. Here's an Oliver sprayer. A 233 sprayer with a Hart-Parr 70. Oliver Hart-Parr 70. So they were Hart-Parrs, and then they went to Oliver Hart-Parr, and then they went to Oliver, and they got the streamline styling after a while. Here is just a beautiful Oliver 1655. I'm looking at the tag. This is 1950T. It's not, but that one is. I think the tag's supposed to be on that one. Oliver 1950T. Oliver 1650. Painted by V&S Enterprises. So looks like they do a pretty good job. Super 88. Gas. 77 standard with a ROPS. It looks like this. I'm gonna guess that this goes on the Michigan Mackinac Bridge ride. It's got the buddy seat, but maybe not. Could be just farming with it too. Oliver 1600.
Yeah, that 300 Husker we had a 2-row wide.
$5,000, you can have it.
38. So anyway, so no, that's where we're.
I didn't get you.
I can get out of the way.
No, you're good.
So that's
It's an
you
18.
can take a picture of my tractor there. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's in West, where my folks live, and it was around the section and a half. A guy, it was his tractor, and he died, and we ended up getting it.
Nice.
I've had it for about, this is 22, I've had it for about 12 years. Repainted it in 13.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for bringing it.
You bet.
I know
you
the
bet.
fuel prices are high, and
Yeah, and I made 2 trips, 100 miles each way, but you know, it's worth it.
I'm very glad that so many are here because
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to expect.
That's what you don't know when you have the high fuel price, like you're saying.
Yep. Oliver 1650 4-wheel drive. I don't think the camera does these justice, but in person, they look really nice. Oliver 70, Hart-Parr 70. or Hart-Parr Oliver, or Oliver Hart-Parr, however you want to see it. This one's got the radiator, the curtains, or shutters. Here's a 70 with, I think that's a Raby cab, I think. You see here, a good example. This is the Hart-Parr 70 that turned into this. Side by side. So streamlined styling, which was this, that's what the 60 went to as well. This is a 48 Oliver 60. This pedal track. Okay, these I got. Here is a 77 Orchard diesel. I gotta get the back of this. I got a nice opportunity here to get behind it good. So if you're on one of these, the whole thing with an Orchard is the lights are down there to protect it from branches hitting it. That's why the muffler is so weird, because the muffler would be sticking up. So it's all about getting the branches to not catch things and bust them off. So on here, your seat is different. It's lower, and the steering wheel is lower. And you got the cowling, you duck down if you're going under trees. It still had the seat rubbers, but it's a different design. Here's an Oliver 66 wide front. And 77 wide front. And a 1655. There's been a lot of them. And a 1750 diesel.
I think we just basically yesterday when I did it, kind of head up this road and then go, keep going up straight and then
1850.
go around that.
The Perkins diesel. Perkins is easy to tell. It's got the vertical injection pump there. That's how I tell them apart. This is a pretty cool park. They got a, trees. There's a flag right in the center. Here's a Super 55. 1957, so they have the red wheels. Also has two bottom mounted plow. Be like a 3242, 3241, 3240, something like that. They made changes, small changes to them. Here we have an 88 Orchard, 1954. You see the Orchard model's got the side curtain cut off to clear the big fender. So if you find side curtains that it seems like somebody cut the corner off, they're Orchard ones. Here's a 77 Orchard and a 66 Orchard. That's pretty cool to have all three of them here. There's a 60 Standard. And an 88 Industrial. That's why it's painted that way. It's industrial color. An 1800 diesel. That would be an old one before the tapered nameplate. That'd be the start of the checkerboard series, checkerboard grills. There's an Oliver 660 diesel. That's a rare one. Oh, and the older 660s, they had the decal like this in the oval here. And then later they went to a stripe with a keystone. Isn't Oliver's 60?
I don't know if you're to the road where you come in. There's a road that goes.
And then a Cockshutt 60.
I don't know, but if you go to the tent, David should be there. I am under the open building with the
So Cockshutt had a contract with Oliver to build them some tractors before they came out with their own. Here's a 2255 four-wheel drive with a 3150 cat in it. It's a V8.
And we're here, so yeah. They have them somewhere every year.
Yes, we do. They move around throughout the United States.
Here's a Hart-Parr 1836
The next winter show is at
and a 66 diesel. And here's a pink Oliver Priceless 88, it says. The Puller. A 990 GM. Standard 88. Old style, so it's got the 70 grill. Or like the 70 grills. That's how they started, and then they came out with the grill like that. This is Super 44. Got front weights. New Super 55. Oh my god, a Super 88 diesel. An Oliver 1600 narrow front.
We gotta go look at.
And a 1650 four-wheel drive. No rubber on it. Here's the mighty 2150 with the Hercules. 6-cylinder Herc. 2050 and 2150 are real similar. The 2150 is got turbo. One of 302 built, it says. It's got the perforated panels. Which mine's actually got, the whole thing is perforated. Well, this one just has sections. So I wonder if they had updated ones there. The Super 99 GM.
Yep, see it.
Nope, Super 99 Waukesha diesel.
Had out in this guy's field for pasture for years.
An 880 mist green. Looks like a Wheatland. It's got the Wheatland side shields. 3-point. And it's mist. As a marketing ploy, Oliver decided to use, by using a color which made the 880s stand out and appear larger than the 770s, they selected a pastel color mist green and sold it to management. Production began in January of '59. About 250 mist green 880s were produced the first week. Then the workers went on strike. By the time production resumed, it was clear to management that the color was not well received by the farmers, with no other implements or accessories to match. So they canceled the program before production started again. To get some of the tractors sold, they were repainted the signature metal green, but color aside, the farmers bought the 6-cylinder 60 horsepower machine because they needed more power, and the 880 delivered. It was the largest tractor at the time. Here's a Super 88 diesel high crop. Super 99 GM. 66 single front. Gas.
Yep.
These are the smaller belt pulley. These are the higher RPM. Oliver 1855. Diesel. 4-wheel drive. Looks like it's got new rubber on it. Cockshutt 770. Industrial. That's gotta be rare. Jeez. Not only do you have Cockshutt, but then you have industrial besides. The 8080 mist screen. This might be the same. There was a parade and the tractors got moved a little bit, so might have shown it to you already, but it's a 770 propane and a white 270. Here's an Oliver 60 standard. That's a cute little thing. And a Super 77 gas. Here you kind of see what started out like that and then turned into that. Here is a 70 standard. Looks like it was an antique power. And a Super 66 wide front. Fender extenders. A white American 80. Here's a 77 roll crop. And a 70. Originally, it would have one muffler. It actually had an elbow that went to a 90 and then muffler coming up. A lot of people just put another hole in the hood and then run two. A Cockshutt 1555. And a Cockshutt 770 diesel. And the colorblind plow. Purple 1850. Diesel. Oh, it says diesel on the hood. Doesn't have the things on the panel though for the injection pump. I don't know if it is or not, but Super 66 diesel. About 1600. And another 1600. The 1950 GM. The 1655. A 1955. There's a white 270 4-wheel drive. In 1950. The GM. A 1755. Yeah, it looks like an Here's an 88. Thunder extenders. So here's a Hart-Parr 60. These are all steam engines. Nichols and Shepherd. Which, you know, Oliver bought. The merger of 29. There's some stationaries. Hart-Parr 1224. There's another Hart-Parr. Two of them look the same. Hart-Parr 30, Hart-Parr 20. It's an 1836. Here's Maybach tractors tent, and they also are showing off their steps here. They're running one here bolted right to the frame. They got this cut right in, and then two steps here. That's a heavy duty rail. They're on both sides. It's on an 1850. Iron Memories.